What's going on, everybody? Happy Monday. It is May 5th. Oh, we lost Mr. Deb. Cinco de Mayo. What's going on? I don't have any Cinco de Mayo theme music. I think I used to have one before. We did a Cinco de Mayo episode before. I think I got rid of it to make room on the soundboard, but that's okay. What's up, fellas? Orange and blue skies. Dev is back. It's good to have him back. We missed you, Dev. We really did.
Good to be back. I miss y'all too.
I really do. We really did miss you. For sure. We really did. We held it down while you were gone. We had George join us Thursday night, which was fun. And this coming Thursday, we got the Buccaneers coming on early Thursday with us. Then we're going to flip over about halfway through and talk to Talking Grit, the Lions, Detroit Lions podcast. A little bit of reenactment of the first two rounds of the playoffs to talk about how the draft affected them and what they think's on the horizon for their teams as we saw them come to clash with the Washington Commanders in the playoffs. So that'll be our Thursday show. But nonetheless, fellas, hope you had a good weekend. Welcome to the beginning of the week. What's everybody got going on?
Oh, it's coming up on busy season for me.
Old school.
Busy.
Yes.
We'll get to what's good in your life. I get to talk about that, but yeah, it's coming up on what I call busy season for me. What's up, BM?
Tia. What's going on? Ryan Elias. Washington, D.C. is back, baby. No longer a boring city. Yes. That reminds me of the beginning of the 3-6 Mafia song, Tear the Club Up. I know we used to use it for Sam Howell, but the beginning of that song also has a giant maybe it's like the exact same sound effect. It could be. I
gotta go back and listen to that. I gotta add that to my
freeze, motherfucker. That's how it opens up with that loud.
I gotta add that to my Southern hip hop playlist now.
Oh, that's definitely on the workout mix or the run list. Good song.
Goes right next to Nuck If You Buck.
Yep. So I would say something about the Cheeto and Chief, but I'll hold my tongue. It's okay. You got to do what you got to do. You got to scratch the backs of the people, and we're gonna go over this in a little bit. But you should see some of the.
This whole deal is. There's nothing political about it in this regard.
Yeah, I was shocked. We'll talk about it in a minute, but why they announced it there because I didn't know the linkage, but. Okay, whatever. I guess you're making two things, stadium and drive. Okay, it's cool.
I mean, we do forget that no matter who the president is, they reside in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, and you should see some of the perks that the D.C. Council's getting out of this. I'm gonna show you. It's pretty sweet deal for them to to put their name on a piece of paper and sign saying I want to do X, Y, and Z, because they're making out pretty fat. Not gonna lie.
This is all the kind of stuff that will get everyone on board for a new
You gotta, what do they call it? Shake hands and touch babies. Is that the phrase?
Ew! Whoa! Pause.
Yeah.
No,
kiss babies. Kiss babies.
You know what I mean? Kiss babies and shake hands and kiss babies.
Nah, you said.
I said touch babies. I don't know the phrase.
Damn, you've been doing too much poke.
It reminds me of the scene from.
We were just talking about the Catholic Church before this podcast.
The scene.
Babies already. Damn.
Mommy, please don't leave. Steve's gonna stick his thing in me.
The campaign where Will Ferrell punches the baby in the face.
Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of. Great movie, by the way. Says game 1 of the Canes downfall starts tomorrow. Yeah. Hey, that WFT light, I don't think they make it anymore. I'll send it to you, Em. I forget where I got it. I think I got it. Oh fuck! I'd have to look. It's just some company.
All kinds of WFTs.
Yeah, it's
been overstocked and just sitting, and you get
is it Hexhead maybe? Hexhead. Hexhead Art, I think.
The stuff online.
Yeah, I think it was Hexhead Art. HEXHEAD. Check it out. Shake hands and also shake baby. Yeah, shake hands and shake babies. Yeah. All right, guys.
Listen, little ones, you need to get a reaction from them.
That's right. We're going to BS here for a minute. Well, I share some of this stuff in the socials, but we can go ahead and get started. So the NFL draft is coming to Washington, D.C.
I'm coming up there to see that.
Bro, that is, yes, we will not have a podcast on that night because we will be there, but
let's rent a place now for it. Let's rent a place for it.
I mean,
I'm actually going to go onto my booking.com app and see.
Probably
rent a place. Let's rent a place.
Idea.
Yeah,
I live like a few miles from there.
Let's go to Steve's house for it, dude. We all just got.
My house is so small, dude. Like if it's just you two, sure. I just have such a small house. It's not like designed for entertaining. Unless we're outside.
We should.
I don't have any spare bedrooms. You're welcome to sleep on my couch if you want.
We definitely should. Hey, I'm no stranger to couches. No, that we definitely should get a big ass suite. I'll get our wives up there. And Steve and whoever feels fucking.
All 10 of my kids.
Get us up there and just have a good time, man.
Yeah.
Actually, I'd like to bring my son up there, man, one day. He might be cool. He's a Minnesota fan, though. He likes Jefferson. He was a big Adrian Peterson fan of their Air Force. Grandfather's name were in Minnesota for a while.
Fair enough. I mean, you're out. I mean, yeah, when you're out that far away, it's harder to like try to influence your kids to follow what you like because you're not. It's not part of your local culture to be a fan of anything Washington out in Kentucky. Like where I'm at, there's a lot of Commanders fans, but there's a lot of fans of other teams out here, like a lot of Cowboys fans. But that's because they're all a bunch of rednecks.
There's a lot of those here too.
Yeah, never been. Couldn't even find Dallas on the map, but
Cowboy fans are exactly the same as Kentucky fans.
So Deb, you really think you'd come up for that?
Man, I already told my wife, man, and I hate trips, but
we might never see something like that again.
Right?
Trust me.
Like if we could get somewhere to crash, like and have a party, like a pretty good time, it would be fun. I think, man. They're like not really party, but just like we can sit back, drink, smoke, hang out, and stuff, man.
I mean, for this one, it's definitely.
I don't know if I want to be at the mall whenever like a million, like 300,000 motherfuckers are out there at one time.
No, but you're gonna want to stay in DC.
Like, I want to be there.
It's gonna be live. That's where you're not gonna need a rental car.
I'll tell you what.
You go
when everybody's in the National Mall, we'll go to like Penn Quarter Sports Tavern.
Yeah,
watch it there. Steve. You ever been to Penn Quarter?
I've been to Penn Quarter. Yep.
Yeah, fuck, I love that place.
Yeah, it's good. It's gonna be. It's going to be great. You don't have to get a hotel on the mall. You can get further in the city, but that of anywhere, this is where you're going to want to stay.
And there's a metro stop right there on the mall.
And if you fly in a national, Metro will take you, or Metro stop will take you wherever you need to go. You don't have to rent a vehicle, so it should be much.
Nah, I'm gonna Uber it. I ain't taking no bus.
Yeah, no, you don't even take a bus. You just Metro.
We're talking about taking the subway.
Yeah, you just subway straight to the hotel.
There's a subway there.
Oh yeah, all over DC. Yeah,
when we talk about the DC Metro, we're talking about the subway.
I didn't even know that.
That's why I wanted that stadium at RFK, because there's a subway stop there.
Yeah.
It's gonna I thought you meant the sandwich
actually
store.
Nah. Hold on, Steve. You're gonna have to pull up some pictures of all the underground subway stations so Dev can see what that brutalist architecture looks like. Our subway stations, the underground ones, all have the same look, and
they look exactly the same.
They all look exactly. You won't find that anywhere. And it kind of looks like when you're standing there and you look at the arch of it all, you're like, God damn, this looks like an evil underground lair.
Every one of them looks just like this, Dev. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It gets you where you need to go. It's all pay by phone and stuff, you know.
It's actually very it's a good ride. They got mostly new cars now. I remember the old ones, but you know, I don't know. I prefer the DC Metro over most subways and L trains and all that across the country. It's one of the best.
Yeah, it'll be perfect, Dev. It's going to be exciting. I cannot wait, dude. This is going to be amazing. It's going to be so much fun. Draft in DC, fellas. I mean, it's riding on the backs of the stadium announcement. Okay, we never thought we'd get a draft anywhere. You see it all over these other cities.
Why is it at the mall and not the stadium, though? That's why.
Why would you?
And the National Mall is perfect because it's flat, it's wide open. You can fit. Okay, so I went to a concert.
I missed the one in DC in Nashville, and that was like they still talk about the draft.
Okay, so I went to a concert National Mall that drew like 200,000 people, and if you looked at it from like an overhead view, barely even made a blip on how big the National Mall is. The National Mall is just wide open grass from the Washington Monument to the Capitol, right? So it's like I can't remember how many blocks it is. Just wide open grass, right? There's so much open space there than anywhere else in DC. So don't have it at the stadium. You could get 300,000, 400,000, 500,000 people on the National Mall. Remember when they had the Million Man March? They marched on the National Mall.
Yeah.
Because they could fit 1 million men in the goddamn National Mall. That's a perfect place to hold the NFL draft. And they probably will set attendance records there.
Just for reference, Dev. There's the list of the last locations since they started having it. Remember, it used to always be in New York, right? New York, yeah. The NFL headquarters. But since they started going on the tour, world tour, this is where it's been. And for the audio crowd, who's, for all 30 of you who are going to listen to this on the audio afterwards, starting in 2015, 2 back-to-back in Chicago. 2017 Philly, 2018 Dallas, 2019 Nashville, 2020 virtual because of COVID, 2021 they'd even have one in Cleveland, bro. Cleveland, 2022 Vegas, great location, 23 Kansas City, 24 Detroit, 25 Green Bay, 26 Pittsburgh, 26 is Pittsburgh, and 27 is going to be Washington. So if you think about it, this is still in the early stages. It's only a third of the way through, and we've made it. That's pretty dope, man. That's pretty dope. I like it. Yam says he was at the mall for the big ass New Year 1999, going in the Y2K. We were all gonna die. Remember that?
Yeah.
I was up in the mountains for that one, as near ski resort, and our plan was the power goes out, we're gonna go rob all the rich people ski chalets.
You weren't secluding there for the Y2K. You were actually like legitimately.
Oh, we were up in the mountains. We were secluded. Yeah. If the few in the DC area might know this, if you ski, we were up literally just blocks from Bryce Mountain Resort.
Yeah.
Because that's where my buddy lived. And that's where all of his parties were. It was up in the mountains. It was in a neighborhood off the main road, so the cops didn't come by. Nothing. You do whatever you want back there. So that's where we had it. We were joking. We're like, power goes out, We know. We're going to go loot all the rich people's chalets over at Bryce.
Nice.
Good and stuff. Nothing happened.
No, all good. Couple things to show here. So, where do I begin? So they're also talking about the 2027 class could be the greatest draft class of all time, if not of all time, in a long time, a super long time.
I mean, that timing could be really good if it ends up being that way.
Well, that's the thing people are saying. I didn't really notice it till everyone started saying it. I'm like, these are some pretty cool. I mean, I'll just read them for you right now. There's plenty more. Ohio State, Jeremiah Smith, Arch Manning, Alabama receiver Ryan Williams, who's insane. Texas edge rusher Colin Simmons, Florida quarterback DJ Lagway, Jordan Seaton, Colorado OT, Nebraska quarterback Dylan Raiola, Auburn wide receiver Cam Coleman, and there's more. But what
there's all the guys who will come up this year and next.
Yeah, we're going to play 1 or 2 years and be like, I'm out.
And then blow up. So
yeah. What's up, Cody? Cody checking in from Vegas from Utah. The Vegas draft was wild. Didn't go, but had a lot of friends that went and said it was bananas. Could you imagine going for like a bachelor party or something and then just popping up at the draft? That would be so cool, man. That would be insane. That would be so. I'm gonna take these glasses off for a minute. A hard time seeing because my eyes are not that good anymore.
I'll be up there with the bucket hat and the shades.
There we go. We have to say Cleveland made sense though, being too close to Canton. It did. The NFL Hall of Fame. It always makes sense.
I'm telling you, the Nashville women, they still talk about it up here, man. Like I missed that. I wanted to go to that one.
Yeah,
I remember it being a huge deal.
Yeah. Where was it? When did we meet down Nashville? It was not 2019, was it?
When did what? Say it again.
Beat down the Texas or beat down the Titans?
Yeah, we went to Nashville. Me and you at the time we started measuring Nashville.
Oh, he said, when did y'all meet down in Nashville?
Oh, that was 20.
That wasn't 19 because I was trying. There was something going on in town that was real big.
That we didn't do. 2021, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was something crazy going on in town that time we didn't go to, but it was crazy whenever the draft was coming up. A lot of my friends went to it.
No, it was. First of all, it was summer in Nashville.
Yeah,
it's always crazy then.
Nashville's like hillbilly Vegas, man. It's almost the same feel, just not as many tall buildings, bright lights. But it's definitely everything other than that. Other than the tall buildings and bright lights,
that's why they call it Nash Vegas.
You can do it in Nashville. You can get married. You can go to chapels. You can do all kinds of shit down there, man.
Yeah,
it's like the live music capital of the world. I think Austin technically is, but I think here in Nashville, you could just walk down the street and see live music in the street.
Here's a quick little soundbite from Josh.
Who's that guy, man? Is that Roger Goodell?
That is Goodell.
Josh had a very good draft a short while ago. You have a very good quarterback.
Jayden.
Great quarterback, I think. Great. And I have to say that
9 seconds.
Josh had a very good draft a short while ago. You have a very good quarterback. Great quarterback, I think. Great. And I have to say that Josh had a very good.
I haven't watched this, but there's one more clip of if you know Danny Huhay, if you're watching the Great Danny show, he does some pretty good impressions. I haven't watched this. We'll watch his little Trump impression.
So congratulations to me. We've done so well. We're going to have the draft in Washington, District of Columbians. Thank you to Roger Goodell and to the mayor person who's done so much. Thank you to little Josh, who's very small. He did so well. We're going to have the draft that's coming. So many go-eds will be going into the military. We're going to do so well. They're going to come take their tops off because it happens in springtime. It's their spring break. People don't talk about that, but it's going to do so well. The industry is very excited. So it's our big announcement. We've done so many good things, and there's going to be a stadium. It's going to be huge. It's going to be a terrific stadium, but it's going to be filled with go-eds during spring break in 2027. So many years from now, probably 10, 15 years from right now, but we're excited about it. Thank you so much. And congrats again to me. I've done very well here. So congratulations.
I don't know how many people are going to come there.
Mispronouncing words now. I thought that was a Bush thing that they used to make fun of.
What's that?
Not a Trump thing to make of mispronunciation of words. But other than that was a pretty good impression.
It is pretty good. There's a lot of good guys that do.
Let me hear your Donald Trump impression, Phil.
I don't have a good Trump impression.
What's up, Doug? Said all of us command this potties need to form it like Voltron. Yeah, man. So already talking to Doug. He's gonna come up for the draft. This might be a good time just to have a freaking reunion, man.
Yeah,
a huge reunion and make a good.
We should invite.
Hopefully, I get to see him. Hopefully, I get to see Jayden Daniels play this time.
Not during the draft.
You did for about 2 drafts.
Not at the draft. Or what we could do is go to the draft on night 1
on
DC, and then go to the draft party the next day on Saturday, probably at National Harbor, and then leave Sunday.
They do it again, yeah.
That's probably what they'll do.
Dev will love some National Harbor.
It'll be huge. It'll be huge.
Huge.
What is National Harbor?
National Harbor.
Did you see the Ferris wheel when you came in? It's where the Gaylord is. It's where the MGM Grand Casino is.
I didn't enjoy any of the festivities of DC. I just went to the game.
That's right. It's right inside the city limits. You can't miss it. James, what's up, James?
It's in Maryland, but
half the fans at the draft will be Eagles fans. I think there'll be more. There'll be Eagles fans. I think Steelers fans will come down, and then DC is swarming with Cowboys fans as well. And so there'll be fans of all.
So there'll be fights.
Yeah. Well, that's why they're saying it. The NFL is saying they think it's going to draw over 1 million people. It's just an easy location to get to. It travel. Yeah. What's up, Kim? Miss Kim, Baltimore. Yeah, Baltimore's going to be in the house too because they're just right up the road.
Yeah, you have to let the little brother over for family reunions.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
You gotta let the little brother in.
Yeah, but yeah, it's going to be nice. I don't know if there's going to be a takeover per se because everyone can get to DC. It's a very easy place to get to. Clearly, people live here.
Yes, the Eagles fans on Twitter are right trying to organize a takeover.
Hey, you got to support your team, man. I mean, we didn't take over, but
you can't organize it this far in advance, especially with Eagles fans because they're all broke and bummy. They won't have the money.
Got to save. Right? Is that what you're saying?
They have enough money to drive down here with a ticket to one of our games and then drive back home. To stay here multiple nights,
but I mean, a lot of them are already here. Is what I'm saying for work. A lot of people already live here.
Hey, you can fly there like a Spirit for like $80, man.
Yeah, super cheap. It's like a 45-minute
flight. You kidding me?
45-minute flight.
That's like a month's worth of groceries to most Eagles fans.
Yeah,
3 eggs. It's 3 eggs.
I looked up there. I looked to fly to Florida here in like 2
weeks. Oh, and because their fans are Rocky, it's all raw eggs too.
I did that as a dumbass kid when I was younger. I think I was 14. We started lifting weights in the summer and we started eating raw eggs, man. Don't ask me why. This was 1993. We didn't know any better. There was no science out there to tell us it was wrong.
Creatine had not been made publicly available yet.
Neither was there, and ephedrine didn't exist that we could easily access. It was just.
By the way, screw the U.S. government for banning ephedrine. Ephedrine was great. I took Xenadrine and did nothing but party.
Oh man, the OG Xenadrine.
Pounds.
You didn't need anything. It was the original fat burner, and it had ephedrine in it, like the super fat loss.
The original Xenadrine had it.
You still have it and stuff, right?
No, they banned ephedrine.
They banned it because Corey Stringer
was a wrestler.
Vikings,
no, a wrestler. Vikings, it was a wrestler who died on it too.
No,
in a heart attack.
Oh, amateur wrestler, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was a high school kid too.
No, yeah, but here's the thing. They died, they overdosed on it and blew their hearts out because they were doing like 4 times the dose daily.
I thought berberine has that in there where it's called that.
I don't know.
They have ephedra leaves, but that's different than ephedrine.
And Xenadrine still continues, but it's Xenadrine.
They don't have it. Doesn't have it.
Nobody buys it. What's up, Deluxe? Just got off work. Let's go. Tia says, "I'm going. Save me a spot." We got you, Tia. Hopefully, everyone will see everybody out there. It'll be a lot. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of Schittsburgians in the DMV. They're already here. Pittsburgh is everywhere, and Pittsburgh travels everywhere.
That's a nice Pittsburgh contention here in Kentucky as well. I got my mother, and all of my cousins are Pittsburgh fans.
I will likely go to the Pittsburgh draft as well. My wife went to college in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is not a bad city.
No, I went to Penn Relay.
I go to Pittsburgh 3 times a year.
I joke about it and call it Schittsburg, but it's really nice.
Better in Ohio, it smells like Cleveland. Smells like shit. If you ever been to Cleveland, it smells like assholes.
The Yins.
I'll be honest. Like, I've
Ian
really
says-
softened my stance towards Pittsburgh because I go there frequently.
Yeah.
And it's like, and the locals that I interact with there generally are, they're very, very cool people that I interact with, unless they're, I gotta get me some Commandthispod brothers at least once every time I'm up there. So I don't have as much hate towards Pittsburgh as I used to. Except when Penguins fans are involved, because they are the most insufferable assets.
Yes. Screw those guys. Sidney Crosby and your fake mustache. That's just a little bit of hair right
Sidney
there.
Crosby is just as good as Alex Ovechkin. No.
I'll say.
I remember when Sidney Crosby first came into National Hockey League, though. He was a big fucking deal.
I'd say Evan Malkin is
fell
just as
off.
tough is very tough. Malkin's a tough son of a bitch, man. I like that guy.
If Evgeny Malkin is the one that I was like, he's the true badass.
Fully respect that guy.
Sidney
And as
Crosby's
Crosby's gotten older, I've respected him more. But
he's still a crybaby.
yeah, he is. It's all good. Hey, just a reminder, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, please hit that like button for us. We greatly appreciate it. It don't cost a thing, and we'd love you for it. So, all right, guys. What other thoughts do you have on this draft? I'm going to go to the 2026 draft in Pittsburgh because I think it's going to be awesome. We're all going to be here for the 2027 draft. We all realize we need to get together and make this a group event, which I think we're going to do. Could be fun, or maybe we do something offline, like a Command This podcast outing on Saturday after the draft somewhere. That could be fun too.
It would be dope.
That would be fun.
Yeah, that could be fun.
Some of you guys from out of town.
Anacostia Park. Let's go. I'll set it up.
Y'all got to come to town and join us. Steve, I may join you in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that could be fun.
Away. That literally will be 3 weeks after I go to Pittsburgh for one of the cons that I work. So it's literally go to Pittsburgh. A couple weeks later, back in Pittsburgh. So
yeah,
it's what it is. It's like I said, I guess also because I lived in Pennsylvania for a while before I came to Virginia. Like I have a weird soft spot for most of Pennsylvania. Except most Pennsylvanians hate Philadelphia too. So.
Yeah, it's definitely a dynamic. Deluxe says there's a lot of teams in the Northeast won't be like Green Bay. Washington will represent and show up well. More Canadians. I think more Canadians claim Crosby than Pittsburgh. Deluxe says depends on Steelers fans. The ones from Western PA are insufferable. But I don't know where the cutoff is though. Where's the cutoff?
Harrisburg
between Eagles fans and
Harrisburg?
Okay.
Harrisburg.
So the more rural types go for the Steelers.
No, because Harrisburg's right in the center of the state, right? So
right off 81, right? Right off 81.
Yeah. So Route 15 cuts straight down south, and then runs into Route 270. Everybody knows I-270 from DC. So like that's kind of like Divine Line. So I lived in Gettysburg for a while, which is directly south of Harrisburg, like on a line. So because of that, that was literally the Divine Line. I sat on a Divine Line when I lived up there. So literally you'd see a mixture of Steelers fans and Eagles fans. If you went east, more Eagles fans. If you went west, more Steelers fans. It was geographical proximity. It's the same line in Pennsylvania that divides Wawa fans and Sheets fans. Is the same line that divides Steelers fans and Eagles fans, right? It's the strangest dynamic that literally that state, if they split it into two halves, they would still function because one does not really mess with the other.
Right. That's fair. Okay. All right.
Tia says she wants to go to Philly to get a cheesesteak.
Yeah. I've been there.
I got a story about that.
And I think you can find.
I want to go to Dunder Mifflin or something.
Oh,
that's up in Scranton.
Scranton.
Did you know a fun fact that intro was whenever Paul Krasinski and his family found out he was going to be a part of that TV show, that they just went around town looking for places to hang out in bars, and they videotaped their trip, and they used that
in Scranton.
At the beginning of the show, The Office. They used that video.
Great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Paul Krasinski's
I'll say
family
this.
video,
I
man.
went to Philly for a game, 2015. Talked about this last week. I bought 4 Philly cheesesteaks from a food truck outside the link because I figured, hey, food truck, Philly cheese, right?
Why
It's
not?
gotta be good.
Of course.
It was the driest, most awful junk I've ever had in my life, and I paid $64.
What was the cheese application? Was it Cheese Whiz? Was it just melted cheese? Like, I think that's an important thing.
I think that they put something on there they called cheese, but I don't think it was cheese. But like, it was so dry. Like, okay, you don't want to put a lot of condiments on your cheesesteak. Right? You don't want to put ketchup and all. You don't do that, right? But the grease is what kind of, I don't know, preemptively pause myself for this word, lubricates it as you goes down your throat.
Yeah, of course.
So when you give me a dry cheesesteak, when you give me a dry cheesecake, it's like eating a Popeye's biscuit with no drink.
Yeah.
All right. And that was the effect I had. It was so terrible. I had to put ketchup on it just to make it palatable, just to make it so it go down. Otherwise, it literally was eating cardboard. So the best Philly cheesesteak I've ever had is from a dude who's from Philly that lives down in Harrisonburg, Virginia. Makes the best Philly cheesesteaks. It's actually a joint when you came down for my birthday, Steve, that I originally wanted to go to, but it was the Eagles were playing in the playoffs, and that place was packed because it's basically a Philly sports bar in rural Virginia.
Oh yeah. That first little place. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep says Wawa's goated. I like
it's
both,
not,
man. Wawa's and Sheets.
I'm a Sheets guy.
I don't have a.
I'm a Sheets guy.
I like the inside of Sheets are way more nicer. Like, I feel like their layouts, I like theirs better to get. Wawa has those, their MTOs, they're made to order. I feel like some of their sandwiches are a little bit better, but I'd like if I'm just going for casual, I'm a Sheets guy as well. It just, I can went to North Carolina this weekend.
More options.
I hit every Sheets I could. Always try to stop at the Sheets.
Sheets has the best wings.
Do they?
They're swings. Okay. They're swings because it's
swing.
And they call them swings.
Little Wayne's World reference. Says, I like Philly for all the history, but that's about it. And the Rocky statues. And where's Mean Green?
Make a good cream cheese.
Philadelphia cream cheese. Yeah. I thank Philly for inventing it. Other states perfected it. That's a great cheesesteak in Towson. There's a bunch of great cheesesteaks in Maryland too. Like, just got to find them. So DC has some good ones too. Those little corner stores that have like Chinese food and cheesesteaks, all those little, But okay, NFL draft is in the books, guys. We'll see you guys in 2027 in Washington, D.C. on the National Mall. Hopefully we can do a podcast event by then. Maybe on the Saturday after we'll do it somewhere. All right, let's get on. The rookie jersey numbers are out, fellas. The team we're starting to see some progress towards the season. You had individual players coming in last couple of weeks to do some workouts. You saw some videos of the team doing some drills. I think this is still unofficial. I don't know what capacity this was, but it wasn't. I don't think you can call them OTAs. I think they were just at the facility doing strength training, doing some outside drills. But now we have jersey numbers for not just the rookies, but the undrafted free agents. So we're going to go over the rookie ones here very quickly. And I want to hear your thoughts to see how do you feel about some of these jersey numbers on these rookies? So we'll just start with Josh Connerly Jr. My man's got 72.
Perfect number for an offensive lineman.
Wasn't it Dexter Manley's number 2? If I'm not.
It was, but Manley's his number isn't retired. So
yeah. And that was first thing I thought of was Charles Leno, which isn't a bad thing, but I don't mind 72 on Connerly at all. What do you think, Dev?
I like it. I did the Connerly challenge with a blunt in my hand. Blunt my mouth, let you know that.
It was impressive.
Yes. I'm telling you, I'm on first and second attempt. I did it on all my. I nailed it every attempt.
Yeah,
wasn't that hard? With the flu, with mud butt. 47 years old with mud butt in the rain. With a blunt in my mouth and the flu.
I will show that very quickly here.
Yeah, I did do that. God did it, actually.
Yes. All right, here we go.
How'd you feel afterwards, Dev?
This is Dev doing the Josh Connerly challenge. If you haven't done it, it's going viral on Facebook or Twitter because Deuce was the Agent Zero, Deuce started this entire challenge, and it just went completely viral. You got players doing it. You got Logan Paulson doing it. You got people on national media doing it. Here's Deb doing it. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, Dev. That's what I'm talking about, Dev. There you go. I did it on X as well, and then a friend of mine sent me a link and said, "Hey, they took your video and put it on Hogs Haven." So I guess the one I did made it to Hogs Haven.
That mine doesn't.
I was outside working on my motorcycle, and I saw it come through. I was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll give it a shot real quick. I'll pull mine up."
I did it first in the bedroom. It was easier, but I went outside in that wet grass. It's also going downhill. It's kind of whack. But.
Yeah, I did it in the grass myself. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's see how I did. All right, let me share this tab.
All right, I was nominated by my guy Deuce to do the Josh Connerly challenge. If you got Deuce, red zone, and
yeah, some people doing it on concrete. I'm like,
let's go.
What are you doing, guys? It was really easy to do on the grass.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But Josh Connerly is how many pounds? 315, 316. Exactly. So for him to do it, that's way more
Wait, more
comparable if I did it.
50. Fuck him. You know what I'm saying? Like 23 years old. That ain't fucking hard,
yeah.
bro.
All right, we got some people chiming in.
Mine would have been way more impressive at 23. You tripping? I jumped all the way up.
I mentioned Sheets and Wawa, and the debate starts raging.
Sheets has better bathrooms. Wawa has better coffee, tea. Okay.
I don't know. It sounds like me saying White House is better. White Waffle House is better than Black Waffle House.
Or Crystals versus White Castle. Wawa subs, Sheets.
White Castle.
I'll take Crystals as well.
White Castle
Sheets, pretzel sandwiches, Rofo. Yes.
You gotta go to Black White Castles, man.
Rofo.
Black White Castles are better than White Castles, but White Waffle Houses are better.
When you come up here, Dev, we're gonna go to Royal Farms gas station, get you some Rofo chicken, man. It's so good. Dash in potatoes.
What kind of gas station is it?
It's just a gas station.
Is it a gas station owned by a Middle Eastern?
I don't know, but they specialize in fried chicken, Dev. Rofo chicken is the shit. Can't go wrong with both Wawa and Sheets there.
We also have a Buc-ee's. We have a Buc-ee's. I went to Buc-ee's yesterday.
There's going to be one up this way.
We got. I said, by the way, shout out to Buc-ee's, right?
Nick's got the lead. Let's go. Oh, sorry.
Shout out to Buc-ee's. They're building one just south of Harrisonburg, like just on the outside of town, and they have it almost completely ready 2 months ahead of schedule.
There you go.
What place do you know is built 2 months ahead of schedule anywhere anymore?
Not in the United States.
Not in this country. No.
Behind schedule, over budget.
And they're already having hiring events, and they're like, they pay people well and everything. I even sent my son on the thing. I was like, hey, 20 miles away, $24 an hour. Go for it.
Yeah.
Well, 18 to 24. So he'll probably be making 18 because he's young.
Yam said a lot of other radio stations and pods seem to be down on the team right now. On the defense? Did I miss the memo? We're getting really good grades across the board. I think not crazy good, but I think on average you're seeing I'd say B.
I think there's a lot of people. So I think a lot of it is a lot of shows and all that. They see the lack of us getting an edge, and they're like, "Oh, well, yeah, that's gonna be. They're not gonna get to the quarterback." So. Plus, I think there's a little bit of the hangover effect from the hunter is now the hunted.
Yeah.
In our regard. And we have a much stiffer schedule next year. Pause.
Pause.
So it's, a case of people don't see us doing another 12-win season next year. And that's totally understandable. But at the same time, some odds came out that actually have us having the highest odds of winning the division. And that Philly's going to be Philly's has the highest odds of getting a wild card spot, but they don't have the highest odds of winning the division. Go figure.
Okay, moving on to our next pick. So we picked Connerly at 29. Our next pick at 61, Trey Amos wearing 23. Little D Hall action.
Let's go, Brunson. Big body Brunson out here killing them, dog.
Dev
Yeah.
is very
It's hard for me to
excited.
get excited for the Knicks, Dev. I'm sorry. I support you and everything, but
I don't have that
Hey,
passion.
we ain't supposed to be beating these guys, dog. We beating them 97-91 right now, like fourth quarter. Let's go.
Dev says Dev's got ups.
Tia
Nah,
said, Dev, your knees hurt.
Knees hurt, Dev.
I can still dunk to you.
Damn,
Two-handed.
I cannot. I can touch the bottom of the rim.
Don't let Dev fool you. He's also 6'3".
I just left the gym. Like,
Nice.
you know it.
Nice.
Hey, I went. Look, I've been, I guess, famously around here, like going to the gym 5 days a week since December. I haven't went to eat fast food once. I've lost 0 weight, by the way. I'm still the exact same. And then look, I go to work. I go to work today. And then somebody says, "Oh my God, dude, you lost a lot of weight." I weigh myself. I'm like 15 pounds less, all because of the flu. So I basically shit and vomited all the weight out, but all the workout stuff did not help. But I definitely lost 12
the
pounds.
fat with muscle, Dev. That's what.
Yes, go back to the gym. There you go. That's a good start.
I went to the gym today.
There you go. Look at Yam and Ryan finding out they're 5 minutes from each other. 5 minutes. All right, you two. I want to see a picture together in the next 30 days. You guys find a way, take a picture, send it
to us,
and we'll post it. You know, bringing people together. The show brings people together. There we go. Got to meet up at Harry's. There you go. Harry's Burgers. Okay, next. So Trey Amos is 2023. One of my favorite picks of the draft. I like the number. It's D'Angelo Hall. It's aggressive. 23 is a solid number for a cornerback.
Exactly.
Because I believe in college, what number? He was number 9. So I like it. And then moving on to our next pick, Jalen Lane. 83. It's a good slot receiver number. 83. Got some Ricky Sanders sprinkled in there.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't Jahan convert to 83?
Yes.
And before that, the only other person I can wear is like James Thrash. No, James Thrash. No, he was 87.
James Thrash at 83. One of the times he was here.
Okay.
Titus Winans at 83.
Titus Winans, yeah.
I believe Albert Connell at 83. Or do you have 80?
I don't. No, he was an 8. He was 80. Albert Connell was 80.
He was 80.
Yeah. Yep. Tia said, I found out I weigh 187 today. I got to work out. Hey, Tia. Never too late. Never too late.
Tia, before
Just
you do
get
that,
it.
where are you carrying at 187?
That's what matters.
That makes a difference. Yeah. I always like fuck around with Tia like that. Like I'm actually
Yam says Amos was first round potential. We got at 61. We did.
Mm-hmm.
We did. That's what everyone's saying. That's why we're getting the high grade on him, 61. So I'll take it, man. Yes, Fred Davis. Yes, Fred Davis was number.
Fred Davis is 83. Yeah. Yep.
Yam's down 15 pounds in a bit under a month. Good job, Yam.
Everybody getting into summer body mode. Look at this.
Yeah, I haven't started that mode yet, but hey,
I just had the flu. That's all I had.
Yeah. I maybe I need to get the flu to jumpstart the metabolism. Yeah, get the juices flowing.
I was like an upside down volcano.
Dev said the juice is flowing for about a week now.
Yeah. Jamison Crowder was 83 for a year, right?
I thought he was 80.
What number did y'all wear in high school?
I wore 77.
I wore number 3, and I was a safety.
25 and 7. When I was quarterback, I was 7. 25 for tight end and receiver.
I was number 3.
Yeah.
Except my senior year when I ripped the away jersey and we were too broke of a school to 4-2, so I wore 34. And another game, I took a freshman's jersey for the away games. And,
Phil, you were right. Albert Connell wore it for 3 years.
That's what I thought. Yeah, I thought I remember Connell wearing 83.
Rocket, Titus Winans, Ricky Sanders. I'm just going back. Ricky Thompson, Jim Norton. Not a whole lot of people though wore that number, believe it or not. James Thrash, Brian Quick, Isaiah Wright, Ricky Seals Jones, Byron Pringle. So, okay. Tia says, wouldn't you like to know, Phil?
I would. DM's open.
It says explain the jersey system number 2. Well, the rules are out the window now. There are standardized rules. Like quarterbacks are usually 0 through 19.
Yeah.
And after that, linemen usually carry the 60 to 79. I'm sorry, 50 to 79. Receivers, it's like 0 to 49 and then 80 through 89. Like there's no rules for receivers anymore.
They
There's no
relaxed the rules
corners
significantly.
Yeah.
About a decade or so ago.
So it's really just offensive linemen, defensive linemen, and linebackers that are like constricted to these.
That's why Frankie
numbers
Luca
now.
wears 4.
Yeah, you never saw that before. 4 was a quarterback number or a punter or a kicker. Now it can be anybody. Yam was 17 in high school because that was also my baseball number. Yeah. I was 25 is my favorite number. It still is because I grew up, Ken Griffey Jr. is my favorite baseball player and I wanted to be better than him. So I chose 25 and then I started watching Barry Bonds and I'm like, oh yes, this is a great number. Shooting to be better than Griffey and then Bonds wears a number. So I love it.
I adopted 22 in baseball because and the idea was, they started calling me Double Deuce.
Okay, it's a good name.
Just because of that. So 22 was my number in baseball because normally, like literally, the numbers went up as your jersey size went up. It's like all the like second basemen and shortstops, all the little skinny guys would get like 8. So I couldn't get Cal Ripken. So I was like, all right, well, the year I kind of broke out playing baseball before I went to high school and really kind of came into my own was wore 22. So I kind of kept that ever since. And everybody's like, oh, Double Deuce. What's going on, Double Deuce? So, of course,
it fits nicely.
Double Deuce. So,
yep.
It was a great combination because throw the figures up. It's Double Deuce.
There you go. All right. Our next pick in the 6th round, Kane Madrano, number 56. So, people that wore 56 in the past, you had, some no names, Perry Riley, LeVar Arrington, William Bradley
LeVar Arrington
King.
No name.
Not no name. He's not a no name. I'm just saying these other people, Chester Burnett, Deion Fox. I mean, the list just goes back and back. Len Haas was a decent guy for 13 years.
Len Haas is probably him and Arrington are the most notable.
Yeah. Other than that, Zach Vigil, Jalen Harris. But so 56 is a relatively safe number, I think. Good to see him in that number. Not too bad at all. And then our 7th round pick, Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, rocking 32. And right off the bat, I'm thinking of Ricky Irvins, 32. Love Ricky Irvins, little speedster. Wish he would have stuck around
That's the
longer.
first thing that comes to my mind.
Yep. But other people that wore 32, lots of people Danny Johnson, Jimmy Moreland, Samaje Perine, Fat Rob wore it for a year. Silas Red, Jordan Pugh, mostly running backs and DBs. Marcus Mason, Kenny Watson, Chad Dukes is listed on here. I don't know if that's a joke.
No, there was a guy who was
okay.
on the team named
Toby
Chad.
Wright, Ricky Irvin.
Chad Dukes' real name is not Chad Dukes.
That's his radio
name for y'all.
Vernon Dean wore it. Jack Pardee.
Jack Pardee. So Vernon Dean, it's funny because Jack Pardee retired and then became our head coach not too long after that, and then Vernon Dean was on the team that Jack Pardee coached. He was here through Gibbs.
Yeah.
Vernon Dean was a safety with us for quite a while, in the early half of Gibbs's first run here. Jack Pardee was one of the better safeties in the league, wearing 32 as well. So I mean, that's a number that's had some decent players wear it for sure. A lot of guys who didn't do anything too, but Jack Pardee's one of those that he was quite a damn good football player. Him and Ken Houston were safeties. They were paired up at safety in the 70s. And one of the reasons why we had competitive teams where we had really good defensive backfield back in the day.
Yeah.
And you had Jack Pardee and Ken Houston, then you had Pat Fisher at corner. So but 32 is a number that's carried some decent names with it as well. And some guys who just absolutely nothing. Silas Red,
Yeah.
for example.
Silas Red.
I remember people trying to convince me Silas Red could be a starter in this team. I was like, get out of here.
Yep. What's going on, Greg? Greg Petchum said Merritt a baller. He is, man. And he had 1,200 yards and 17 touchdowns at New Mexico. And then he transferred to Arizona. And then he had that one game, and then all the eligibility issues he had came up. They counted those games at Alabama State against him for some reason. But I think we got a steal. I think the value is going to prove way higher than a 7th round pick. So maybe he could be our next gem. It's gonna be great. Deluxe says Ricky Irvins was a beast. Shane had ankle problem, kept him out of the league. Irvins was my second jersey. I met him at a car dealership in Woodbridge, like in 96 or 97. He was still sticking around. He was a really nice dude, man. I signed something for me. I lost it. Yam said, no choice. Our b-ball and football coach was the same man. He was also my neighbor through the alley behind my house. Grew up playing Nintendo with his stepson.
It sounds like some real small town work right there.
Yep. So that's these are the jersey numbers for the drafted guys. Now, what I want to do is look at the jersey numbers for the undrafted guys and see if you guys think that any of these numbers are
5 seconds left. Our game.
All right. So these are the free agents. Sorry, the free agents came in. So we got Will Harris rocking number 3, Michael Gallup rocking 12. You got Josh Johnson, quarterback. We got him rocking Sam Howell's number 14. Matt Gay, 16. So it'll be the Gay way. The punter, holder, kicker, punter, battery will be the Gay way. And Jonathan Jones rocking 31. Wasn't that Matt Jones' number too? If I'm not mistaken, 31.
Yes.
Brandon Merriweather wore 31 too. Feel like he did. Javon Kinlaw.
Yeah, 37. I can't remember. Or was that Monte Nicholson wore 37?
I feel like that was Nicholson, or Nicholson was like 29. I can't remember. Javon Kinlaw rocking the Jamin Davis 52. Look at that. And then you got Nate Herbig 53, Jacob Martin 55, Foster Serrell 79, Dietrich Wise Jr. at 91. And Eddie Goldman, 97.
So looking at the free agents, and of course, I don't even know if they've announced Tunsil or Debo.
Yeah, you're right. Brad Johnson's number.
14 is Brad Johnson's number.
Correct.
The ones that stand out to me, 52 was Neil Olkowitz. That's what Javon Kinlaw's got. I'm a little surprised at defensive tackle wearing 52, but okay. Yeah. 53. Most notably for Jeff Bostic, he wore 53.
Yes, not John Bostic, Jeff Bostic. Yes,
Jeff Bostic, the good Bostic.
And we had
a brother. By the way, at the same time he was in the league, he had a brother that started several years for the Cardinals, Joe Bostic.
Yeah,
he was a guard. A lot of people forget that literally the two of them basically were on opposite sides twice a year for many years.
Marcus Washington wore that number too.
Yes,
Marcus in the early 2000s.
53.
Yeah.
55. First one comes to mind for me is Andre Collins.
Oh yeah, big Andre Collins. He had the big. Didn't he have the big neck guard? I think
he did wear neck guard
for a little bit.
Yeah.
Cole Holcomb was a double nickel.
He wasn't he?
Cole Holcomb.
Yeah, but 55 always go. 55 always goes Andre Collins for me.
Not Hamburger? Isn't that Hamburger's?
My first thought is Collins because Hamburger retired before I was born.
That's fair. Fair enough. So the familiarity there is with Andre Collins. Yeah, 100%.
79. I always think Jim Lachey.
Big Lachey. Nobody else to me.
91. A lot of guys have worn 91 and didn't do squat. Like I think it's Shane Collins.
Karen's the guy.
Ryan Kerrigan.
Yeah.
It's probably the guy who owns 91.
And by the way, on X real quick, Phil, are you on that point? People are arguing his jersey should be retired and all these things. And I'm like, he's probably going to get a Ring of Honor, but that doesn't mean you retire the jersey, right? He's Ring of Honor worthy.
I have a hard time retiring his number.
Right.
I know he's a career sacks leader.
They didn't even retire Joe Theismann's number. So why would Ryan Kerrigan deserve his jersey to be retired? Yet.
Theismann should be retired. I know, but Theismann's kind of like, I think, where you kind of draw the line. But Theismann, he should have his number retired.
Yep. Oh, Deluxe says Irvin still hangs around. That's cool. He was awesome, man.
But 97, the only person I think I want to see 97 is Sterling Palmer.
Sterling Palmer, 97. I don't know if I remember any 97s.
Sterling Palmer was a guy who they thought was going to be, because he was really good in college at Florida State. But
oh no, he was a captain. He was a special teamer, like almost all. Lorenzo Alexander, he wore 97. He's the last person that comes to my mind. Remember we
wore 79. Was he 97?
I thought he was 97.
Maybe
right? I'm not crazy.
I'm running off of literally 3 hours of sleep, so I'm a little foggy.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, I wish he would have stayed longer. He was great. We only had him for a couple of years. We could have did some damage with him. These are the numbers of the free agents. So we said Marcus Washington 53. He's in the ring.
I said Jeff Bostic first.
Mainly isn't retired. You can't do Kerrigan. That's a good point. Where is the threshold? I mean, Kerrigan's just more modern day than the Penguin.
If you look at the numbers, like I said, there's
you were right, Phil. You were right. According to Deluxe,
so we were both right.
I did not know that. I did not. I
remember
that
he
at
did
all.
do position change. I remember he changed
smokes.
numbers. I didn't realize it was a transpose.
All right, Deluxe, you've earned this. The more you know. I did not know that. See, that's what we bring to the table. Educated fans. Phil's a history book. That's what you guys were the best.
But it's funny because
Lachey Tia Lachey.
His son was drafted in the NFL draft.
Tight end. Yeah. Mr. Tight
End. I bet that kid can block.
His dad said, you better. Oh, and I forgot to pay this on here because I was going to bring up the undrafted free agents jersey numbers. But it was kind of going along with this one. But I don't know why I put undrafted free agent jerseys. I should have just put jersey numbers. But it reminded me, I was meshing two thoughts together. I was just trying to figure out, to ask you guys as ad hoc questions, who are some of the greatest undrafted free agent signings you've ever seen? And the first person that came to my mind was, big Joe Jacoby, right?
Who originally was brought in to be a defensive tackle.
Yeah.
And they switched him to offensive tackle. Now imagine that. They switch him to a completely different position on the opposite side of the ball, and he becomes an all-decade level player.
Right.
A guy who should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. There's a lot of good players out there. Like Wes Welker came out of nowhere. Who's the lineman for the Eagles, retired? Jason Peters. He's another one. There's a lot of good free agents that people that never got drafted end up just having fantastic careers. The guy for the Steelers, the monster, ran that kickoff back 100 yards and almost collapsed.
James
Harrison. He was undrafted too. So I know there's more out there, and hopefully the chat can let us know. But yeah, just thinking of undrafted free agents.
Really is high up on that list.
Yeah, I don't know. Romo, because Romo was a baseball player.
That's right.
He came over. He was pretty good. He was pretty good.
You talking about Tony Romo?
Tony Romo was an undrafted free agent.
Tony Romo also was like one of the best basketball players in the nation out of high school. He was like
Tony Romo.
Yeah, I bet you he was like a hell of an athlete, bro. Really? I think he was like a number one golfer. he was like I think he won the equivalent to the Heisman like twice, 2 or 3 times in college. He's like the Walter Payton Award or whatever.
He did it all.
Yeah, he was the man, dog. There's another guy I saw too in live action in college. What's his face? The white dude went to fucking
got narrowed
down. Edelman.
Julian Edelman.
Man, Kent State, dog. Look that nigga up playing quarterback at Kent State.
Oh, I've seen video. I've seen video.
God, there's no way watching the game you would think that guy shouldn't be in NFL quarterback. There's no way you think there's no way
should have stayed as a quarterback. He's just so small.
Man, I feel like he should have got a shot at it at least to fail. Super athlete. But Tony Romo was a super athlete.
I had to look that up.
College.
Two other people that come to mind, and I'm going to move on. My favorite quarterback of all time, the great Warren Moon. I believe he was undrafted. And then who's one of the most underdog quarterbacks we talk about? Phil, you like him a lot. Won a Super Bowl.
Kurt Warner.
Kurt Warner. I have not seen the movie. What's the movie? He has a movie about him.
American Underdog.
American
I haven't
Underdog.
seen that either.
I heard it was good. Now that's my extensive list. I can't think of anyone else.
I don't know how much that movie was Hollywood, how much is true, but
was it a good movie?
I'll put it this way. If that movie is more truth than fiction, Kurt Warner is an amazing human being.
Oh, nice. I'm pretty sure he's an amazing human being anyway.
I mean, I've heard that anyway, but I'm just saying that like there's stuff in there about his backstory and his struggle to get to the NFL that you don't even know. I will give them this too for a movie that didn't have a tremendous budget. His first game against the Ravens, they really tried to match. They showed clips of the actual game, but then they showed like filmed action with Zachary Levi actually playing as Kurt Warner, and they tried to match it to the game. Like they really tried to make it like they would show him running the play, and then it would cut to the clip of the actual game where he throws a pass a certain direction, and when it cuts that play, the pass actually went in that direction, right? Oof. And you saw the guy run that route, and you just see the clip of the game where the guy makes the catch, right? So I thought they did a really good job with that. I think it's an underrated sports movie. I know a lot of people don't like it because they do kind of go pretty strong on the fact that he's a man of faith and everything, and that turns people off. But I think it's more inspirational on a human level than anything else. It's not a heavy yay God movie. A lot of people got that impression. I think that's why they don't talk about it, but they never saw it. I went and saw it. I thought it was
as long as you liked it. As long as you liked it, that's good. I had something else to tee up, and I lost the reference to it. It was more about the intricate details of the RFK stadium build, like intricate details, and I lost it. So I guess we'll just save that for another day.
Table that for Thursday.
Yes. Now, what we will talk about though is
good tug and cut.
The surprise. Dev.
What up?
Justin Tucker is cut from the Baltimore Ravens. And here's the statement which the Baltimore Ravens put out. You always want to see, innocent until proven guilty. This tells me I wonder there's either just too much bullshit going on, or they know something that's going to drop soon and they want to just get ahead of it. I don't know what it is, but Eric DaCosta, the GM, says sometimes football decisions are incredibly difficult, and this is one of those instances. Considering our current roster, we made the tough decision to release Justin Tucker. Justin created many significant and unforgettable moments in Ravens history, blah, 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 blah. We rely on reliability, resilience, best kicker for over a decade. We're thankful, blah, 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 blah. This is not a football decision. This is just a personnel decision disguised in a football decision. They drafted a kicker.
The fact that they drafted a kicker off last year.
Yeah, they drafted a kicker. They actually drafted a kicker. Which
and
is
I will say
wild.
is the Ravens have had a good kicker for 30 years now.
They've been blessed. Justin Tucker's a great kicker.
Yeah, Justin Tucker. Before that, they had Matt Stover.
Yeah, they just been spoiled. But they drafted a guy named Tyler Loop in the 6th round, and they signed another kicker from Wyoming named John Hoyland to rookie minicamp. So they have 2 kickers. He's the 3rd, but I believe they signed him knowing they were going to get rid of him. But remember Justin Tucker just came out and denied all the stuff, and I thought it had kind of died over, and then, but
okay,
I guess not.
I'm going to tell you all this right now for those of you who are aspiring athletes. If you go and get a professional massage, don't try to get the old tug job. It ain't happening.
Yeah.
All right. It ain't happening. I know that there's certain movies, the adult variety, that would lead you to believe that would, but no, it ain't happening in that setting. It's not. Just stop. Deshaun Watson, talking to you too.
Yes. Rub, tug, and cut.
Robert Kraft had the right idea. He
did.
went somewhere else.
Yes.
And just got busted. But he went somewhere else.
High and right.
Went somewhere where you wouldn't be recognized and you wouldn't have. It's not like where he went, oh, they're going to report you to some league authorities.
Like 8 different spots, I think, or either 8 different spots, like 8 different girls. I don't know.
I'm not sure how many of those things exist in this world.
Yeah.
But the thing is that don't try to get the professionals to do that. All right. You know who else did that and caught a lot of heat for it? But Al Gore.
Oh, did not know that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
did not know
back
that.
in like 07, 08. Oh, yeah. He got in some trouble trying to get a professional masseuse to do that to him. I remember reading the deposition on. Here's a website for you that doesn't get cited enough anymore. SmokingGun.com.
Oh, the smoking gun.
I literally went to that website and read it. First of all, if everything she said is true, that man is the creepiest son of a bitch ever to live.
Yeah,
like he's kind of rapey. Makes me glad he was never president. And I know a lot of people will say that about Trump. No, not like this. Go read it if you want to see what I mean. But nonetheless, you don't ask professionals to do unprofessional things.
Yeah.
In that regard, because they will report your ass so fast, right? Because legitimate massage therapists take pride in their work. I've known a few. They really, really, really find it creepy and gross when you try to get them to give you a little jerky jerk. No happy ending.
Yeah, that's just the fantasy. That's the fantasy world.
And I know you're an athlete. You make millions of dollars.
Knicks up 1-0 on Celtics. Everybody kiss my ass. I told y'all. Knicks in 6.
I hope they lose. I hate the
Knicks in 6.
I hope they lose. Deluxe says they could literally change the Ravens game planning. You had the game plan for Justin Tucker. And this is 2 years old, Deluxe, but at the time, this article is 2 years old. He has the record for most game-winning field goals in the final 2 minutes with 22. That was from 2022. There's probably been more. 61 straight fourth quarter overtime field goals, the longest in history. In 2021, he set a record, the 66-yard game-winning field goal. He has 61 straight fourth quarter overtime field goals. It was the longest streak in history. I know that didn't happen this year. That broke. 75 consecutive second-half overtime field goal attempts without a miss. 17 of 17 on field goals in the final minute of regulation. Remember, these stats are 2 years old, so there's probably more.
Not that many, because he did fall off last year. And
he did. He fell quick.
Here's the thing. That was so convenient for the Ravens, because now they can hide behind that.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And then that's why we drafted a player and signed a player. So, yeah, sorry, it has nothing to do with anything else, but we know what it really means. It's all good. All good. And so that's unfortunate for Justin Tucker. He had a hell of a career and easily would have been a Hall of Fame kicker. I don't know how this thing's going to turn out, but he may have affected his chances to get into the Hall of Fame. I don't know. Quick Paul Rudd moment of the week. This is kind of morphing into something. We just find something that's kind of funny that you can't not share it with everyone. So yeah, it is what it is. So I found a little video. I don't know if you guys have anything you want to share, but I'll share this one first.
And now it's time for my favorite segment, the Paul Rudd moment of the week. Every time I see Paul Rudd, I wonder if he made a deal with the devil to stay so effortlessly handsome.
It never gets old. That is just as funny as the first time you said it, Phil, and it will just never be not.
First time I said it, huh?
Okay, now this is the silliest thing you've ever seen. This is why I love on the AI tip, since we like AI so much. This is Arnold Schwarzenegger.
We love AI so much.
And this is Arnold Schwarzenegger in Titanic. You guys are gonna lose your minds.
Jesus.
It is a very rare diamond. Jack, I want you to draw me like one of your French girls. Wearing this.
All right.
Wearing only this. The last thing I need is another picture of me looking like a porcelain doll. As a paying customer, I expect to get what I want.
It's so bad. It's
nightmare
good.
fuel.
It's so bad. It's good.
Look at my boobies, Jack. So nice. Very...
All right, I just had that.
Okay, that last bit was funny.
Look at my movies,
I
Jack.
was over here like
weird.
I'm
Got
creeped
weird
right
at that
now.
point.
But this is the one I really wanted to show. That was just a joke. This is the real one. You guys might have seen this.
I'm really excited to share with you something I got. I'm gonna take it out of the box, and I can't wait to show you. Okay, I'm in a parking lot, and people are literally looking at me like crazy. I don't even care. So here we go. I gotta take off my glasses for it. Oh, naturally. Okay, here we go. So, yes. Now watch when my mouth actually moves.
It goes so well.
That's not me making that noise. It's the mask. Here, listen.
That's where it's funny right there.
Steve, weed isn't for everybody, dog.
It's not. It blends in with her hair. It's perfect.
It does actually.
That's why it's funny.
I want one now. I ain't gonna lie. I want one, but
this is worth every penny.
I have one. I threw it away. It broke. The eyes. It's that hair that makes it good to match good. Yeah, good stuff. Had a couple other videos queued up, but I think I'll end it with those. So not my best outing, but
very excited to get that mask.
She was very excited. There's actually
I'm not gonna dump on someone's happiness like
yeah. There's a couple other ones I don't know. They're probably not appropriate. Actually, they are appropriate. Maybe I'll save them for Thursday. Video from someone called Methanescence. Maybe I'll share it to you guys separately. But Kim said, I won my fantasy on one of his longest kicks, Justin Tucker. Yeah, he was a beast. He put a lot of people. He was one of the kickers you always wanted to get in fantasy football. If you could get him, you always wanted to get him. Fellas, I think real quick, let's talk about some key offseason dates. We always talk about those just to look at see where we are in the story of the NFL and how much closer we're getting to actually seeing some action. So here is where we are regarding the NFL timeline. Where we are in May, we are approximately here. Clubs may elect to hold their 3-day post-draft rookie minicamp Friday through Sunday or Saturday through one of the 2 weekends following the draft. So I'm guessing, because we didn't hear anything about it this weekend, ours is going to be the 9th through the 12th. I'm just taking a guess. I don't know idea. And then the rookies will go right into the development programs. We'll see pictures of them on the red carpet at the premiere. And that'll be May. So May would be a little dry, minus some press conferences. And then June, as Phil talked about before, June's going to be round 2 of free agency. Post-June 1st cuts for the salary cap. So you're going to see a lot of that. And then after that, OTAs, camp, all that good stuff. So here we not, fellas, ladies, and gentlemen. So with that being said, it's time to hit that music and talk about what's good in everyone's life before we shut down. This is the time we share some positivity of what's going on. Phil, I know you had something to say earlier, so what do you got to share with everybody?
Wednesday night, I will be in Blacksburg, Virginia at Lane Stadium.
Hokies, gobble gobble.
To go see Metallica.
Nice.
With opening acts Suicidal Tendencies and Pantera.
Oh man.
And they're doing this whole tour because they're I think they're at Landover already, or they will be at Landover. But they're doing it big football stadiums only, and they're doing it in a round. So basically they put the stage at the 50-yard line. And it's a full 360-degree crowd. So it's gonna be massive.
Oh, nice.
So, and of course, the Hokies, what do they come out to? Enter Sandman.
Enter Sandman. It's so fitting. It's so fitting.
The fact that they're playing Lane Stadium, I know they picked that because Metallica is very well what they've cut promo videos for the Hokies.
Have they?
So I think that they did that knowing, hey, if there's one random place that we're going to do this, it's got to be Blacksburg.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's like most people know that's the song. Now a lot of other colleges try to do it, but that's the one that resonates with everyone.
Well, I always like the fact that they pair it up, right? Because they had the walk from the locker room at the athletic center to the stadium. And they do Johnny Cash's "God's Gonna Cut You Down," and then when they come up to the tunnel, one song's ending, and then
the other song
then they start doing "Enter Sandman."
Yep,
and you get 70,000 people.
And they touch the lunchbox on the way out, and it's one of my. I don't know of any other better college intros than that. Deluxe said the Muppets doing the Beastie Boys, the good old clip. The one that popped in my head.
There's a similar one. I know who does that. The creator called Milo the Cat. Because I just shared one the other day of Grover from the Muppets doing the Humpty Dance. And it's hilarious. So, yeah, I know exactly which videos you're talking about, Deluxe.
Nice. Tia said, after working long hours, I'm finally getting hired to the state of South Carolina. Congratulations, Tia. That's what's up.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Love to see it. Love to see it. Good for you. That's great news. Kim said, I've seen that Chewbacca lady. Go Hokies. That's right. Gobble, gobble. Hokies. Love the Hokies. Have you guys seen the video of the Wisconsin offensive line doing a punt return contest?
No.
Oh, you know what? It's super short. I'll show you right now very quickly. You would get it. You would appreciate this, Phil.
Right arm. Way too much swag to drop Rudy, come on. That's some good stuff.
That's a good catch. That's funny.
We did stuff like that after practice sometimes.
That's tough, man.
I can luckily say, like, I may have had a couple go through my hands. I never fell over.
That's tough.
I fumbled a few of those in high school for sure.
Yeah, just judging the judgment, and heaven forbid the sun's out, it makes another or the wind.
They don't give a fuck if you call fair catch.
Well, they don't hit you.
They hit you anyways.
Oh,
there's some rough places, man. In high schools and
somewhere
I was the darkest guy. Miles from the state. Some crazy places, in Kentucky, man, where
JMU lineman wide receiver drills. Do y'all see? I have not
seen that.
That sounds pretty entertaining, though.
Let's see if I can find it here.
I did 2 years.
Oh, here we go. All right, Ryan.
I did 2 years of summer conditioning camps at JMU on their football field. And
here we go.
God, I never wanted to puke so bad in my life.
Here we go. All right. JMU lineman. Oh, what a catch. That was sick. JMU had wide receiver doing that.
He did a good jump off the ball. I stuck him like this. I got out like this. I just look up and I just saw the ball right there. I just kind of high pointed it and came down hard, and somehow I grabbed it.
That was
it looked
great.
like a back shoulder throw.
That was great. You laid out for that thing.
Yeah, way to be an athlete.
Yeah, good for that, man. That's awesome.
That's funny.
Good pull, Ryan. Good pull. Ryan always gives me the good recommendations during this segment of the show. All right, guys, we won't get on out of here. Like I said, Thursday we'll have the Bucketeers on first for the first half of the show, and then we'll have the Talking Grit Detroit Lions podcast on for the second half of the show. So if you have any questions, we're trying to reenact the first two games of the playoffs from a draft perspective and get their take. And those guys are really cool. So it'll be a full house Thursday show for us. Jim Sleazy, thanks for checking in. We're just getting ready to pop off, man. So glad you jumped in. Good to see you as always, representing the New York brand up there, man. I hope you guys are doing well. All right, Dev, any closing words? Probably gonna say something about the Knicks.
Knicks take. Hey, man. 1-0. 1-0 Knicks in 6.
Yeah.
Hey, P. Diddy might be innocent, might be guilty. Knicks in 6. That's all I'm saying.
Might be guilty, might be not. Knicks in
P.
6.
Diddy, Master P. You know what I'm saying?
Came in with the
LMNOP.
PPP Diddy.
Penelope Cruz, Knicks in 6.
Knicks in 6. Phil, any departing closing words? Caps in 6.
6.
Game tomorrow, man. Or game.
Starts tomorrow with the
Cap.
CAPS. Caps. Woo!
I was gonna say like boot to ass,
Caps in 6.
Can't say stick to ass. That just doesn't sound right. So
You already talking about touching kids. I don't know.
punching babies,
Punching
slapping
babies, diddling kids.
hands, punching babies. Yeah. All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here. Thank you so much. Please make sure you like and subscribe. This will be out on your audio podcast in about 10 minutes or so, and then we'll catch you guys Thursday for the doubleheader. Lions, Bucketeers. All right, guys. Thank you for joining in. Love y'all. Peace and hail.
Hey.
Yeah.